You are listening to the AI World Podcast, your trusted source for the latest innovations, insights, and trends in artificial intelligence, blockchain, fintech, and decentralized technologies. Each episode features expert interviews, engaging discussions, and in-depth analysis of how AI transforms industries worldwide. Stay ahead of the curve with the latest articles and exclusive reports from the AI World Journal, covering everything from emerging technologies to industry breakthroughs. For more news, global events, and access to AI World Society circle gatherings, visit us at aiworld.tv. Don't forget to subscribe to stay informed, stay connected, and be part of the AI revolution with AI World Lounge. Thank you for listening.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're wading into, just a flood of recent AI intelligence. All the news, the partnerships, the legislative battle.
Right, and trying to make sense of it all.
Exactly. We're dumping it all into the synthesis machine. Our focus is this just frenetic pace of AI development, looking at our sources from October 2025.
And what jumps out right away when you lay these reports side by side is this real fundamental tension.
Yeah.
On one hand, you've got these firms spending just astronomical sums of money. I mean, rewiring the world's infrastructure, basically. But then on the other hand, you have serious financial experts asking, is this real growth? Or is it just the biggest asset inflation story ever?
That's the core question we kept seeing, isn't it? Are we looking at the next, Industrial Revolution foundation, or is it just a really sophisticated bubble about to pop? So our mission today, cut through the hype, synthesize this contradictory evidence, the boom and the burden, the immediate burden, so you know what this AI sprint really means right now.
Okay, let's start by following the money. Because the sheer scale of the cash flow, it suggests a boom that feels very real, not theoretical.
It does.
These aren't just paper valuations. These are commitments to long-term presence, not a quick flip.
Okay, let's unpack this funding frenzy then. We've seen tech money flow before, obviously, but this feels different somehow. The scale, the depth.
It does.
It's not just VCs pumping up numbers, it's commitments to physical stuff, to custom foundational hardware.
Yeah, that foundational hardware piece is really key. We saw the news about OpenAI's collaboration with Broadcom.
Right.
Designing and deploying their first custom AI processor or accelerator. That's a big deal. It signals a real shift towards owning the entire stack.
Wait, hold on. Why is that so massive strategically? I mean, OpenAI already works with NVIDIA, with AMD, the established players, right? Why build their own?
Well, think of it like this. It's deciding to custom build your own engine instead of just buying one off the shelf. NVIDIA, they dominate. But relying only on one or maybe two vendors for your most critical resource, which is compute that creates a huge strategic bottleneck down the road.
Ah, okay. Vendor reliance.
Exactly. So by working with Broadcom, OpenAI starts reducing that reliance. They're trying to ensure future performance is optimized specifically for their models. It gives them an edge, control over their own destiny.
Right.
It's a massive investment that basically says, we expect this demand to last, and we're going to own the means of production.
And that desire to own the means of production, it flows right into the literal infrastructure too, doesn't it? You can't run a custom chip without custom power, custom building.
Precisely. And that's where you see the financial world really starting to view AI not just as software, but as an industrial utility.
Like electricity or water?
Kind of. Look at the $5 billion strategic partnership between Brookfield and Bloom Energy.
Yeah, that was huge.
Their goal isn't just building data centers. It's deploying fuel cells, creating entirely new AI infrastructure. It's concrete. Physical investment. And you see it reflected immediately. Bloom Energy stock is climbing because of this.
So the market sees AI needing its own dedicated, maybe even off-grid power generation.
It seems that way.
Right.
And it's not just the tech giants either. This demand is rippling through the whole global supply chain, right now.
You mean like TSMC?
Exactly. TSMC expects its Q3 profit to soar 28%. That's a significant jump.
Yeah.
And they directly link it to this massive wave of AI spending. The cash is hitting the hardware makers hard and fast.
And even companies that aren't primarily hardware, they're shifting their whole focus. Like Salesforce, right? That $15 billion investment in San Francisco.
All focused specifically on regional AI innovation.
Wow.
It tells you that this momentum is it's pervasive. It's forcing these huge, visible corporate changes.
Okay, but talking about massive financial flows, this is where it gets tricky. The bubble debate.
Ah, yes. The elephant in the room.
How can two industry titans look at the exact same numbers, that 28% TSMC jump, the $5 billion Brookfield deal, and come to such wildly different conclusions about market health?
Well, that's the great psychological puzzle of this moment, isn't it? You've got Howard Marks from Oaktree, a really respected voice, arguing pretty clearly this isn't a bubble. Or, well, at least not yet.
Okay, what's his reasoning?
He argues the underlying tech innovation, the ability to scale these foundational models, actually justifies the enthusiasm. He sees it as fundamentally different from, say, the dot-com bubble.
But then, countering that, you have Pat Gelsinger, former Intel CEO, and he basically says,
Call a spade a spade. Yes, it is a bubble.
right, so total disagreement.
Well, here's a nuance you really need to grasp. Gelsinger's twist is critical. He says, yes, it's a bubble, but one that probably won't pop for several years.
So the timeline is the key disagreement.
Exactly. If you synthesize these views, the takeaway isn't that the valuation isn't high. Pretty much everyone agrees it's astronomical. The debate is purely about when or if the correction comes.
So even if they disagree on the bubble label, they actually agree on the immediate future, which is...
Sustained, high-level, multi-year investment seems pretty much guaranteed, which means this unprecedented infrastructure build-out. It's unavoidable, bubble or not.
Okay, the money's locked in for now.
The money is locked in, and that sustained commitment translates immediately, directly into physical demand.
That transition feels crucial because all this cash, it isn't just numbers on a screen. It translates directly into megawatts and steel and concrete.
Right.
This is where the dollar boom crashes right into the immediate physical strain on the planet.
And that physical reality often gets overlooked in the financial headlines. We're moving beyond just writing clever code now. We're talking about computational scale that needs, well, staggering amounts of power.
Staggering how?
NVIDIA themselves are talking about designing next-gen efficient gigawatt AI factories.
Yeah.
Gigawatts. When you start measuring your infrastructure needs in gigawatts.
You're changing the scale of the entire utility grid.
Fundamentally, yes.
And we saw maybe the most visceral, the most immediate consequence of this reported in the sources. Duke Energy.
Yeah. Extending the life of its Carolina coal plants.
Coal plants, specifically to meet the surge in demand from new data centers. Now...
It's basically the definition of an involuntary trade-off, isn't it? The immediate local cost is more carbon emissions, extended reliance on older tech.
all to fuel this global, future-focused technology.
Happening right now, today, at the community level.
And it's not just a U.S. thing. The global footprint is clearly expanding. We noted OpenAI is planning a huge 500-megawatt data center down in Argentina.
Which is a massive investment outside the usual tech hubs.
Why Argentina, do you think? Is it just cheaper, or...?
That's a really important question. Is it an indicator that the traditional power centers, like here in the U.S., are just becoming too difficult, too expensive, too regulated, maybe?
To build this hyperscale stuff quickly enough?
Possibly. Companies are clearly looking globally, searching for places that offer the land, the regulatory ease, and maybe, most importantly, just the sheer electrical supply they need.
Well, that push abroad makes a lot more sense when you look at the growing local opposition back home.
Oh, absolutely. The global need for compute is running headlong into local community friction.
And it's not just grumbling, is it? It's organized.
It is. The pushback is real. We saw reports of towns actively saying no to new AI data centers. They're citing environmental impacts, noise, water usage, the strain on energy.
And one town was even getting sued over it.
Reportedly, yes. Sued because of strong resistance to a proposed build.
So these aren't abstract fears. These are town hall debates about very tangible things, like in St. Louis, Wisconsin. Residents worried about their local environment, the stability of their power grid.
Exactly. And you see the government response reflecting that friction, like the California governor.
Right. He signed one data center bill but vetoed another one.
Yeah. Signed one, meant to support growth, but vetoed another amid these rising concerns about the AI power strain on California's already taxed grid.
So even regulators are caught in the middle, trying to balance things.
It perfectly illustrates the regulatory confusion, or maybe just the difficulty.
Yeah.
They're trying to grab the economic potential while managing this undeniable immediate physical strain.
You know, what's fascinating here is the tension. The industry promises these kind of nebulous future global benefits, right? Curing diseases, solving climate change.
The big picture stuff.
But the cost of powering that promise, it's immediate, it's local, and it involves things like keeping a coal plant running longer.
The communities are feeling that strain first. Absolutely. The local reality is often footing the first bill for the global ambition.
Okay, so moving past the physical infrastructure strain, we really have to talk about the human impact, how AI is already shaping how we live, how we work, and crucially, how we legislate.
Yeah, the sources show this immediate scramble to define the ethics, the boundaries of these tools.
And the legislation is moving incredibly fast, sometimes focusing on really personal uses.
Like California, first in the nation legislation trying to regulate AI companion chatbots.
Companion chatbots, wow.
Yeah, it's a huge moment. And it's aimed specifically at safeguarding children from risks tied to these AI chatbots and social media. They're essentially trying to define what intimacy means in the age of AI.
And then in professional fields where AI isn't just, a companion, but a collaborator, the ethical alarms are really going off.
Definitely. We saw specific warnings coming out of the medical community. Researchers worry that the rush to implement AI scribes in healthcare, it actually risks patient safety.
How so? Just errors or?
Errors are part of it, but it
Yeah.
goes deeper. Experts are noting that this integration, like AI in diagnostics or record keeping, it could make it incredibly hard to establish who's actually to blame when something goes wrong.
The liability issue.
Exactly. You risk creating this liability vacuum. The human doctor points to the AI, and the AI, well, it can't be held legally responsible in the same way.
And this fear displacement accountability, it's driving real-world action too, like in the creative industries.
Oh, yeah. The actors' union, Equity, is threatening mass direct action
Over what specifically?
over the unauthorized, uncompensated use of actors' images, their likenesses, in AI-generated content. The workforce is pushing back, hard, demanding legal clarity about their digital selves.
Meanwhile, inside the office, for regular workers, we're seeing a different kind of friction, this psychological toll. Research identified this thing called work slop.
Work slop, it's a great term, isn't it?
It is. How? How exactly should we define that for listeners? What is work slop?
It's basically the mess left behind by AI. It's when employees are forced to clean up low quality or hallucinated or just plain inaccurate AI drafts.
So instead of saving time.
Exactly. The employee ends up spending more time editing the machine's subpar output than if they'd just done it themselves from scratch. The research shows it's wasting time and, importantly, creating real AI resentment internally.
It proves just deploying the tech isn't enough.
Not at all. Doesn't guarantee efficiency.
Okay, but to be fair, to contrast all that resentment and friction, we have to look at the powerful, undeniable utility that's driving all this investment in the first place. The breakthroughs are happening.
Oh, absolutely. And in healthcare, the positive utility is immediate and profound. We have AI models predicting sepsis in children with higher accuracy, identifying stroke types just from complex clinical notes.
And that trial in Wisconsin.
Yeah, a major trial testing if AI can actually catch more breast cancer cases than traditional screening methods alone.
Yeah.
This is real application, potentially saving real lives.
But that potential, it seems to be fueling this expectation of just extreme commitment from industry leaders.
Yeah.
We noted that quote from the CEO of an $8 billion AI company.
Yes, the CEO who found it mind-boggling.
Mind-boggling that people think you can work, 38 hours a week, have work-life balance, and still be successful in this hyper-competitive AI race.
Yeah.
That sounds less like modern innovation and more like, I don't know, a return to 19th century industrial fervor or something.
It really does. The relentless pace seems to be demanding these old-school extreme hours. And that clashes fundamentally with modern workforce expectations, right?
It feels like a profound cultural conflict. The drive to capture this huge market share seems to be just overriding concerns about employee well-being.
It certainly looks that way sometimes. And even down to really anecdotal usage, AI is weaving itself into everything. Remember that story about the former football prospect?
Oh, yeah, the one who used ChatGPT for help with a career move.
Exactly. Strange, maybe, but real. The technology is it's everywhere, being used for everything. #TagAtro.
Wow. Okay, what is sweet? We've covered these multi-billion-dollar strategic deals like OpenAI and Broadcom, the astronomical financial valuations, and then the very real, immense physical strain on the power grid, leading to things like coal plant extensions right now.
And at the same time, you have new laws trying to regulate things like companion chatbots and massive organized resistance from unions fighting against AI displacement.
So it's really not a simple choice, is it? Boom or bust. It's more like this complex collision, financial euphoria crashing head-on into genuine infrastructural limits, legislative limits.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. The evidence shows sustained investment is almost certain, at least for a while. But so are the immediate environmental and societal costs. They're happening simultaneously.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? What's the final critical lens we should maybe apply to all this source material we've looked at?
Well, the sources make it pretty clear that right now, today, we are actively trading off tangible, immediate community and environmental concerns.
Like the local resistance to data centers, like needing to keep coal plants running?
Exactly. Trading those immediate things for the sake of rapid technological advancement. So the provocative question this really leaves us with is this. As this investment continues to surge and these tangible local costs become clearer, maybe more frequent, how do you weigh that immediate local burden against the often quite nebulous future global benefits that the AI industry keeps promising? It's a fundamental ethical calculation, an economic one too, that it seems every community and perhaps every one of us individually has to start grappling with right now.
The future of artificial intelligence is unfolding, and it's happening at AI World Week, the flagship global event for innovation, collaboration, and transformation. This flagship global AI event is designed to connect visionary leaders, trailblazing entrepreneurs, and influential thinkers to explore the endless possibilities of AI. Experience groundbreaking technology that redefines industries and inspires progress. Join thought-provoking discussions on ethical AI, digital equity, and the transformative role of technology in our world. Build meaningful connections that catalyze innovation and drive impact. AI World Week is powered by AI World Society, a global movement dedicated to advancing AI responsibly and ensuring it serves humanity. Together, we're shaping a smarter, more inclusive, and equitable future. Continue your journey beyond the event with the AI World Journal, offering expert insights, in-depth analysis, and the latest trends shaping the AI landscape. This is your opportunity to lead, to innovate, and to transform the world with AI. AI World Week. We invite you to join us and embrace the AI revolution.